everybody, welcome back to Fuller's Let's Play Bedrock, episode 8. We'll be working on the underside of this castle again. I know I had started it last time, and it was actually kind of fun for me, so I'm going to go back to working on that. Finishing the redesign, finishing moving everything over, and maybe getting some of those rooms that I had decided to start working on again. I might also work on that hole down there. There is that room, the fire room, which I had started and never actually finished. And then I will probably go over to the alien area and work on that spaceship along with adding a little bit more color and corruption and just lovely alien goodness over there. Let's jump into it. I don't know if I had shown it off last time, but this is the storage area I had worked on. I had gotten the ceiling completed an episode or two ago, and I don't think I actually showed it off. So overall, this actually took a little bit longer than I was expecting because I was trying to get the pattern of the ceiling right. I decided to go on this like every third would have something going on. So the purple kind of looks like it's like holding the lights in there. And then there's also prismarine bricks to kind of offset it to make it look like it's a little bit more structured. And overall, this middle part took a little while. I was trying to figure out how to design that. I'm kind of thinking I might put some stairs up on the top just to kind of give a little bit more depth, a little bit more character to it. But overall, I'm liking the way this looks. I have carpet on top of a lot of these, and it's to allow it to kind of stay dark. It gives it a little bit more, it makes it a little bit more ominous. I actually really like that idea. Just having that glow from the ceiling kind of is enough. I have a fish tank up above my storage area, and I had decided to get rid of them because they were all getting stuck along the top up here, and I'm really hoping that they finally fix that bug, so I'm going to go collect all the fish that I have stored up and put them back in, see if they fixed it. Alright, fish number 1, Emperor Red Snapper. Actually, I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can clearly see that they're all specific tropical fish. Now, I had put, I don't know, 60 or so buckets of tropical fish into this tank originally. And when I had realized that there was that bug, I took them all back out to store them away to fix, to put them back in later. And I'm hoping that it is finally fixed. Let's start doing that. That one. Okay, that one says Dotty back. That's white. Okay, these are all tropical fish. None of them should be white. Let's do Emperor Red Snapper. Should be red. That one's white. Ornate Butterfly. White. Perfect. Let's keep going. I don't even care what it says anymore. Are they all white? Yeah, see, they're still... I don't know why, but they like get stuck on the ceiling trying to go down. And it happens a lot with... they'll often get like stuck right here. They're not now, so that's a plus. But these were definitely not all white before. It looks like they didn't fix the bug either. The fish are still trying to go into the glass. It wouldn't matter so much if they do it every once in a while, but you can see that there's enough of them doing it. It becomes a real problem. I'm just going to empty all these buckets and we'll see where it goes. Okay, gray plume. Oh, look, it's gray. Magenta silver. Definitely silver. Black tang. It's missing a little bit of the black. Orange gray glitter. Definitely a little bit heavy on the gray. Red plume. It's a little old. That's okay. Teal orange. That orange is a little faded. That's okay. Gray lime. Definitely heavy on the gray again. All right, let's put a pufferfish in just to see how that is. Hey, it's grayish. No, that's actually probably the color scheme of it normally. That was not a smart idea, by the way. Yeah, see? Here I am coming to get more buckets and stuff, and you can see the problem. Like, they all just line up along this row, don't actually swim in there. And now they're all white, too, so I'm just going to get rid of them. The fish tank's going to stay there. It's going to look pretty and stuff, but the fish are gone. For a while now, I've had this area right next to the entryway to collect horses, and I haven't actually gotten any horses. Now, I have had the saddles and the horse armor right there, all of it right there to use. But I finally decided to grab some, and I think it actually looks really nice. It adds a little bit of character, you know? That's why I put it there in the first place, and I'm glad that I finally used it. Right across from the horses, I have a bunch of apples for them to eat using coral blocks. They kind of looks like piles of apples. I think that's pretty close. So I put some apples there using invisible item frames. So it looks like they're just kind of like strewn about. Have some shears, which kind of look like what you would use. Very loosely looks like the types of tools you would use for horses. There's a blacksmith table because that makes perfect sense for having near the horses. And then I also have a water trough for them to drink out of, a bunch of hay for them to eat if the apples just aren't enough. We don't have a whole lot of choices when it comes to feeding the animals, so unfortunately hay and apples are all that there is. But you know, horses can that'll work. I also mostly finished this end room. Now, I originally was going to have like this big open window here, except on the outside it looked really bad because the purple was leaking through and it's all castle, gray castle above. So I had this look like it was destroyed on the outside. And you know, there's gray bricks, stone bricks on the outside to kind of keep that facade up. And then the purple inside, which is like more of the magical room sort of thing going on. And then up here, I have a similar picture of my character. I was going to do different characters of mine, except for most of my characters look exactly like this. All my different skins look like this, but with slightly different color variations. So having them all next to each other would look really bad. So I kind of went with like more natural colors there, and then kind of the more, you know, a little bit more character, a little bit more pizzazz. As you can see, I did not finish this bottom part up here. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. I'm thinking I might do some dark prismarine like I have down here. I'm not sure how that's going to continue over here. I'm thinking it might actually be similar to the way this is, but spread out a little bit farther. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out and figure out what works for that. I did mention last episode that I was working on rearranging my entire castle on the underside and showing some of the differences that I had made to move all the rooms across from each other and just rearrange everything. Now, up here is the upper side. There's down there where I was growing the trees and all that, and I had said up here I had to figure out what to do. Well, I kind of figured it out. It's not perfect. There are definitely some changes I have to make, but overall it gives it this like liveliness, gives it a little bit more character. I like the idea of just having a garden inside my castle area, and along with those going to be acacia trees. That should look really gardeny too. So overall this looks pretty good. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep stone walls perfect like this. I think I'm going to add some moss stone brick and some cracked stone brick in there. But I'm going to show off these little rooms I have on the sides. I can't do a perfectly square room, which is fine. That actually kind of works out in my benefit. There are some things above each of these rooms, so it had to have like a little corner cut out of it. So I made different rooms for each corner, and we'll start with this leftmost one. This one's just like a painting art gallery type thing. It really shows off a lot of the art, even though it's a little bit lower definition. It shows off a lot of the art of pure BD craft, and I just love their art. I wish I could find more uses for it. I never feel like it fits in all that well, so this one's probably going to be a storage room. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. I did branch it out into a corner because I decided that since it's the middle one, directly across from the entryway, I decided doing like one path out wouldn't look as good as it does over there. So I did a complete diagonal and changed the floor accordingly. I actually kind of like the floor at this style. But yeah, this is probably going to be a storage room. And then over here, I have some custom trees. It's supposed to be acacia, or the acacia. It's not acacia. It's supposed to be these trees, but they wouldn't fit. And kind of decided that if I was going to make my own, it would look just as good, if not better. So it works. This is it took a while for me to get this roof in, and they're all slabs, so the ceiling it never touches the ceiling perfectly, and that actually kind of it's a little wonky, but at the same time it's kind of nice. So over here is just another garden area. I kind of wanted it to look like it was like an actual garden center, like someplace where someone would take care of really small plants. But again, not a whole lot of variety for plants, so I kind of just did shrubbery. And then right next to this entryway right here is a little tavern. Now, I don't have very many skulls. I don't have very many skulls at all, so I was really limited. I was hoping I had a villager one. I don't. All I have is this zombie one. And even then, I think I actually had to go find it. I can't even remember. I, I went through the whole process of trying to get skulls, and it just was not working out for me. But I call this the daily drink. It's this little taverny type area. And you can sit down, have a drink. He has a you can see he has a bucket ready to give it to somebody. It's not the prettiest fellow, but whatever. And then there's some storages for drinks, kegs right here, prices of different drinks. As for what I did with the villagers, I did move them all slash help them move out in various ways. However, I did leave my original villagers that were locked in place for trading. Now, they did change the texture, which I'm pretty happy about. I think that was actually changed last episode. And I did change out this floor. It does look a little weird, but at the same time, it gives it just a little bit more character. It's a lot better than the cobblestone floors that I had before. But this is all that's left of the villagers, just stuck in here depending on what their jobs are. I had planned originally to move them into every single one of these slots, and you can see that there's still a few open slots. And I probably will still do that, but it's not really high on my priorities, especially since I don't really use them anymore. So yeah, they're probably just going to be stuck in there forever. You can see that my castle's kind of branching out. This is that purple room that I was talking about. It's really starting to stick out. It wasn't supposed to be as big as it was, but I leveled it all off, and I'm going to eventually cover it all with bricks and make it look more castle-y. It is sticking out quite a bit from where it used to, though, and so I might just get rid of this mountain altogether, this little hill right here. Cover it up, make it look more castle-y, build it sort of more into the castle. However, you can see where that hole is, and you can see where it like peeks in, and I've covered it up with stone brick. But because I've covered it up, it actually gets the purple to blend in a little bit more. It's not as obvious. Before, just like the roof, it really stuck out. It was like just this massive block of purple right here, and it didn't look good. Now it looks like just, brick with something behind it. And I littered the floor over here to make it look like it had actually been destroyed. I'm thinking I might add some sort of like catapults or something over there at some point to look like it's getting attacked. Maybe some little mock soldiers with using armor stands, just like I did with the guy up top. So I've been looking at this structure. Now, this was supposed to be a spaceship, and I'm not feeling it anymore. There's a lot of changes I want to make. First off, this is like really sloped, and that's fine, but this is supposed to build up into that. That's supposed to be like a large tunnel. I'm not really sure that it's really built the way I want it to. I'm going to copy this world and build it up in creative mode, and we'll see how it actually looks for what I want to design it for, because this isn't really coming out the way I want it to. So I've given it a little bit more thought. I've designed this little tunnel thing, and it's not quite what I imagined. I've spent a lot of time sloping this in, and as I've sloped this in, I kind of like the idea of it being a lot more fluid looking. So this, I have a design in mind, and this isn't what I expect. So I'm going to change this. This is taking way too long. I'm going to change this completely. I changed the back. I've just destroyed it all. I'm going to make this kind of slope up and around and go up, and then this one's going to still wrap around, but it's going to be a lot more fluid. This big tunnel here is going to be a lot more snake-like, and I kind of just decided that it's just not, it's taking a lot of time, and it's just not what I want. Oh man, that's going to be such a lot of work. It's just, the spaceship's going to take forever. What the heck? It just crashed again? Dude. Dude. Okay. I guess that's it for the episode. We'll see if I can figure this out, and nothing else. I guess I'm going over to Java. Yeah.